I guess the next question is, are we talking intervention here, or is it a kind of a catalytic? You act as a catalyst in a way.
That's a good question. You could look at it almost either way, but we're catalyzing. We're activating patterns that, again, maybe people are used to playing out, but their energy clearly shows that it's not the best pattern, not the optimal use of the person's energy. So yeah, once we activate it, then again, it becomes more visible to me, and that's, as soon as I can see it, then I can guide people through their issues and get it to a more functional place. So, so for instance, it's very common right now for me I work with light and how we metabolize light, and emotional issues and energetic issues actually obstruct and distort how we use light. So I use light to use color filters and different frequencies of light to activate the issues related to how we metabolize light. So we're not absorbing and utilizing the various frequencies of light that are available to us, and which, that is one way to look at our physical body function and our physical body dysfunctions in terms of light metabolism. And so light metabolism disorders are related to disease and dysfunction. So we can, again, stimulate various frequencies and watch what energy comes up that impairs the metabolism of that light, and then go to work and heal it up so that people use and metabolize light differently. So like one way that I do that involves splitting people's energy into the masculine and feminine energies. And you get to see patterns of dysfunction that are present. People are probably a little bit aware of them, but when they're working, the masculine and feminine energies are working together, a lot of times it's hidden. So one part might be impaired and the other part overcompensates, and it actually looks pretty good. But when you split it apart, you see that neither one of the energies is actually working optimally. And so we can evolve, we can split the energy, evolve the masculine and feminine, and then bring them back together, and they work a lot better. And so we're sort of, I guess, provoking, we can read where the energy's at and sort of provoking the issues, and then, catalyzing the change. And so probably both intervention and catalyst at the same time. Yeah.
Would you say that in reading the book, most of the points that you raise really seem like universal points that, I can't imagine anyone not really resonating with the points that you bring out there and identifying.
Master of the obvious. I get to be the master of the obvious.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which is the most elusive as well, I guess. What would you say is, I guess, globally, what would you say is the biggest challenge that we carry, that people bring to you?
There are a lot of levels there. So very few people have a useful emotional process. As a result, there's no real good way to evolve that core aspect of our experience and our motivation. So the number one limitation that people have is no emotional process. If people had an effective emotional process, that's all I use. And all the things I've learned over these years are all from that, everything. So, from that you get to learn, for instance, interacting with other people, whose energy is whose. If you have an effective emotional process and you can move through the energy of it, then, of your experience, then that was your energy. And if you try to move through it and you don't get anywhere, it's probably the other person's energy. So you get to learn a whole lot about whose issues are whose and what really is your responsibility and the other people's responsibility. And so the emotional process is critical to evolving all the aspects of our being. It's a perfect way to evolve ourselves. So the emotional process is clearly the limiting factor for everybody. Then, from there we can go into other features. It's very common, for instance, for people to identify with their experience. And again, once we get stuck in that identity, there's a definite problem for all of us. So almost everybody, all of us think we know who we are, and we get attached to that, and so that minimizes the movement. And really healthy people are actually moving through the experience, whatever experience they're having. So yeah, we need a process that creates the movement, and we can identify more with what's real in our experience. If we move through something and it's gone, then it wasn't part of us. We're the ones moving through the experience. So healing is what gives us, the tools that we need to discover who we really are, and then moving through whatever experience we're having. So again, we remember who we are, and we get the most out of our experiences.